We're speaking with Bill Walsh, talking about his wonderful new book, The Umbrella Option. And Bill's been kind enough. You're on your way. You're in the car somewhere, huh?
I am heading to North Carolina.
And they let you have vacations and everything?
Well, it's no, it's just I got a little going to a graduation up there, so it's just a 1 day, just up and back, pretty much.
Well, after that book, is the government following you, protecting you?
I don't think so. Well, you never know these days, I guess.
Well, what on earth possessed you to do this? Everyone knows you as a weatherman, Bill, but few people know you as noted author, Bill Walsh.
Yeah, well, I was just looking for, I was developing a couple of television shows. I was really actually looking for in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and was a procedural show around the Immigration Customs Enforcement arm of the Customs Service, better known as ICE, which was a little-known entity that disappeared for a while, but after 9/11 was brought back, and has now become HSI. Well, there's a part where it's called HSI, Homeland Security Investigations. Bottom line is I came up with a TV show, David, and we pitched it a few times, a couple of different people, a couple of networks and whatnot, and my agent kept saying, this is a great idea for a book. Have you done a novel? I said, I haven't done a novel. I've never done a novel yet. I've been thinking about doing one, and he said, well, this would be a perfect venue, a perfect story to tell in a novel, at least taking one of these stories, one of these episodes, and turning it into a novel. So I did. So bottom line is I wrote it it took about a year and a half of writing, and editing and working on it, and we turned the story around, and it became a nice novel. So far, I've had some good response.
Yeah, it's selling pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting some good response, and we're really, for the first go at it, it seems it's been exciting. It's been a very fun venture. I really enjoy writing, as you do. With your books and articles and whatnot. It's exciting to be able to write about. And fiction is fun because you're writing about stories and creating characters and putting them in places and getting them out of places and whatnot. So it's a neat. For me, it's really an enjoyable exercise.
So, what kind of clearance did you have to get? I mean, you look at some of this stuff, it's like, wait a minute. Next time I see him do the weather, I'm waiting to see, like, stun guns or something like that.
Yeah. No, it's everything in there is public record. Everything's out in the public now. It's sort of like Tom Clancy, who is one of my favorites. I've read his stuff for years. Been a student of his writing style, and I really enjoy his books, and in particular his Jack Ryan series, and I kind of wanted to model my writing after his, and of course, when you talk to him and you read how he writes, you do your research, and there's a lot of things out there. I mean, it's all, there's no secrets or anything like that, but it's exciting. It's more procedural than anything.
Well, now, most people, as I said at the beginning, know you as the weatherman at Channel 5, and you've been over there for 20 years, but what most people probably don't realize is that you started out at Channel 24, and you were there under Mean Betsy Green. Well, you were working with Mean Betsy Green during the hurricane.
Yeah, during Hurricane Hugo, I was at Channel 4 for 6 years before Channel 5, and I enjoyed it. It was a wonderful experience working with Betsy. And I keep in touch with her, by the way. She's doing great. And I named there's a ship in the book that it's a Coast Guard ship, the USS Vigilant, which is a real ship. And I used it in the book because her son is on the Vigilant, and I needed a Coast Guard ship, so it worked perfectly. So anyway, but she's doing well, and I enjoyed my time at Channel 4. It was a very great experience, and now you're right. June 1st will be 20 years Channel 5. My goodness.
Wow. Where did the darn time go, Bill?
I don't know, David. I really don't. I wish I knew. I mean, it was, the early days of my tenure there were fantastic, working with Charlie Hall and people like Keith Nichols and whatnot, and they were just fantastic. Charlie was a great mentor and a great guy to work for, and he would sit and tell me World War II stories while I made the graphics and the forecast. So it was really neat.
Well, now, this is your first book, right? So there's another one that implies there will be another one.
There is. In fact, I just talked to the agent just the other day about it, and the second book is going to be called Red Carpet Ransom, and hope to have it out in about a year or so. I've just started it, and so we just did we committed to another one, so it's going to be, I think it'll be kind of fun. And the storyline is going to be different, but it's going to be part of the second of a series, the Jake Stein series. So Jake will be in it, and the other characters in the book, some of them, Claire, and who in the second book will get married to him, will be in it, and some others. But also there'll be a lot of new characters, and it's going to also take place kind of between the Mexican drug lords and what's going on in Hollywood. So it really has a very cool mix of the story. So very neat. So
you're down with what's happening in Hollywood these days, huh?
Well, I don't know. I was out there last week, and you never know. I mean, it's always, it's Hollywood is Hollywood, It's like.
Well, so you've been speaking to Spielberg to get the umbrella option up on the main screen?
No, I never met the man. I would love to someday meet the guy, but no. I was out there on the book tour, a West Coast thing that we were doing out there with the Los Angeles Times, and no, I've never met Spielberg. But I'll tell you that I would certainly love to option the rights to a book for a movie, and I think even the second one even has even better chances of maybe being made into a movie, although the first one would be a good movie as well.
Well, since you wrote them as television plots, don't you pretty well already have the screenplays? It wouldn't be that hard to write it.
Script. Yeah, the script on the television pilot was treatment, and the first script, yeah, I do have it. It was a little bit different though than with, how the book story, because obviously in the script, in the television show, you only have 40 minutes, minus commercials and everything to tell a story. So you'd have to expand on it.
We get 2 hours in a movie, yeah.
Yeah, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, depending.
Well,
yeah.
Will you eventually taper off in the weather and go forward in your writing career? I mean, you're getting pretty close to retirement, really, aren't you?
Well, I'll do weather. I love doing the weather, and that's my main job. That's my main focus, keeping the low country safe with storms and whatnot. I will keep doing that as long as they want me to. And the writing is more of a hobby, more fun kind of. It's a great release. It's for me. It's like therapy, and I really enjoy it, as you probably do as a writer as well. It's exciting. The tough part's editing, but I have no intention of leaving the weather business for sure. I'll be there as long as they want me to be there.
Well, that's great. Now, I can tell you right now, you ain't going to make any money writing until you do. Okay?
Right. I don't foresee making anything. I think they're going to make $3 a book or something stupid.
Well, then you do better than I. I'm on Kindle as well, and you do better than I.
Yeah, well.
I'm not sure how much mine is now.
I don't know. Well, the books, on the hard copies, on the hardbacks and stuff, the publisher sells them for $29.95, I think $19.95 for the trade paperback, and then the Kindle, I think, is $3 or something. But a lot of folks read on Kindle now. That's a wonderful venue to read on. And I now thank you, by the way, for your Kindle book that you sent me. I'll be reading that. And that is wonderful. I mean, it's changed the whole publishing business, really.
Oh, I think it has completely revolutionized it. Well, Bill, is there anything you'd like to tell your fans?
Well, I don't know. I enjoy having wonderful folks that get to read the book and want to read it. It's available, like you said, on Kindle. It's certainly available on Amazon.com as a printed book, Barnes & Noble, BooksAMillion.com. We will be in Mount Pleasant in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from, I think, Saturday, don't quote me, I think it's around the 24th or 25th of May. Yeah, we'll be there at the Barnes & Noble at around 10 a.m. We'll be signing books, having a book event. There's actually going to do a TV interview there for the Pearl Network, so that should be pretty fun. And so that's an event here. We'll be in New York at the end of the month on the 30th for the book exhibition in New York at the Javits Center as a new author there. So a couple of events coming up. But every night we'll be on Live 5 News with the weather, David.
Great. Thanks a lot, Bill.